We've been sold a bucket of lies. Distance is not king. You felt it. You felt there's something wrong. And that's why OMG Golf is here to help you. But today, we supercharge OMG Golf. Young thugs out there don't want to bunt fairway woods and hybrids around the golf course. They want to hit the big dog. And that we can do as an OMG. But the OMG knows 4 very effective things about the driver that you might not. Shorter, more flexible shaft, 12 to 14 degrees of loft. Next step is to swing it at 50% power. We call this the big willy drive because I used to play with an 80-year-old guy. He used to keep that drive in play no more than 175. And the final thing they do is they hit down on the golf ball. They're not trying to optimize launch angle. You may see people with nicknames like Tiger, Panther, Brixton. We are not the chosen ones. We did not grow up with nicknames of wild predators in the jungle. My nickname was Rock Hyrax when I was growing up. You were just Dan. Dan, and sarcastically sometimes they'd call you Dan the man. And now you're just Dan in accounting. And Dan in accounting, we're not going to add distance. We're going to play to our strengths. And that's where the 50% shot comes in. And from 93 yards, all mother-loving gangbangers are rolling this ball up every single day of the week, twice on Sundays. A little 8-iron chipperoonie from a Hyundai.
Heart of a lesbian, heart of a lesbian, heart of a lesbian, heart of a lesbian, but the touch of a gay florist.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
In the hole.
Every generation seems to have a problem with the previous generations. Their ideas are stupid. They're backwards. They don't make sense. Not in this modern age. At the end of the day, the old mother-loving gangbangers are playing golf every single day while you're sitting at work. Why? Because they planned. Planning financially, planning on the golf course, planning their practice, and planning how they play so they can play 7 days a week. They don't hit the ball hard. And that's what we're focusing on right here. We are planning this golf course with the shots we have and planning our energy by hitting 50% effort shots so we can play 7 days a week. And when we go practice, we don't go smash balls at the driving range because then we just get sore, get worse, get useless. The tee shot is just the in-play shot. Just get it in play. Old mother-loving gangbangers know that they need help to get the ball in the air. And this is what's the crazy part, is that old mother-loving gangbangers have taken all that life experience and condensed it into this game we call golf. And yet, as young thugs, we are unable to take that and apply it to ourselves. Instead of adapting it, we actually just dismiss it as stupid or not macho. But in actual fact, if the old gangbanger who's been playing for 50 years needs some help to get the ball around, maybe we do if we can't break 100 or we can't break 90. So the Tacoma 101 Mark II is what I'm playing today. Just make turf into action very simple, a little bit of offset so that I don't slice too many, and it just glides through the turf like an absolute beast. It's absolutely money. Now, Big Willie taught me all about the Texas wedge. He knew that when you keep it low to the ground like this, you take out so much of the problems that can happen. You can't chunk the ball, you can't teeth the ball, you can't fat it completely and miss the ball, and basically you can hit a pretty bad putt and still have a pretty decent result. Oh my gosh! Let me introduce you to my little friends. We've got a 9-wood 24 degrees and a 7-wood 21 degrees. These are the two cheat clubs, 9-wood and 7-wood. Every gangbanging thug knows this is the club to have. And the reason for that is that old mother-loving gangbangers don't want to hit the ball into the trees. And it's not just because it's difficult. None of us want to go search for the golf ball in the trees. It wastes time, it makes you tired, makes you stressed. The less time we can spend in the trees, the better. That's why 50% swing 7-wood into the biggest galaxy on the left-hand side. Why do I want to spend time in the trees making everybody upset about looking for my golf ball? commitment is what the old mother-loving gangbangers know. You commit to what you want to do, and then it happens more often than not. When there's no commitment, it's just a rough guide, that's when things go haywire. And that's where the old mother-loving gangbangers commit to every shot. That's why we go trusty clubs, trusty half swing, committed shots. With 189 to go and Big Willie looking down at me from above, he would know. Matthew of the house, boom boom, punch one up there to the front of the green. Easy game. And Big Willie used to play with a chipper. And the chipper was what he used to use around the greens when you have a clear shot and you can pitch the ball quite far up and let it roll up. Even around the greens he'd use it. He just wasn't a very effective chipper. Look at that. Absolutely money. Big Willie would be so proud. Nine woodski, we like it a little bit short here, easy chip. We're talking about the OMGs and how they plan financially. But this on the back of my phone is not a credit card. I wish it was. I need the money. But this is actually better. I don't remember things. I have never remembered things. What's your name?
Huh? You know, you don't remember?
You see, I've been on this planet for however many years, and I've left every single meeting, every coaching call, every round with a caddy, every conversation where someone told me something important, completely empty. And I accepted this about myself. I made peace with it. This is who I am, which works until it doesn't. You either spend time trying to piece things back together, or you just move on without the details, and neither is great. You forget things you shouldn't forget. You agree to things you don't remember, and you start looking less reliable than you actually are. Then someone sent me the Plaud Note Pro a few months ago, and I wanted to tell you, this device has done more for my professional credibility than anything else I've ever purchased. I don't have to rely on my memory anymore, and I have purchased some desperate things.
Wow, amazing.
It's credit card thin, it clips to your phone. One button, that's it. It records everything. Meetings, coaching sessions, sponsor calls, you talking to yourself on a golf course like a person who's completely lost his wife and has no one else to talk to. And it picks up audio from 5 meters away with 4 microphones. So distance is not the excuse. You have no more excuses. It runs 50 hours non-stop. My phone dies if I just freaking look at it. This thing just keeps going. You don't have to think about it. It just works in the background. And then, and this is the best part, it transcribes everything. Speaker labels, key points, action items, a clean summary of what was actually said by actual humans in the room. You can go back weeks later and ask it questions. And more importantly, I don't miss things anymore. I don't walk out of conversations trying to reconstruct what was said or what I agreed to. That problem is just gone. It meets the highest global privacy standards, which is important when you're dealing with work conversations or anything that actually matters. The thing that got me was just being present, actually listening, not writing, not panicking, not pretending to write while actually panicking, just in the room like a normal functioning adult. That feeling alone is worth it. Click the link in the description. Try Plaud Note Pro. You can use my code GolfSidekick for 10% off, and if it doesn't work for you, you can return it within 30 days, no risk. You need this, I needed this. Now, we want a high lofted club here, but we don't want to play fancy flop shots because we don't have them as old mother-loving gangbangers. But what we do have is this high lofted sand wedge with a huge sole that allows us to get through the turf and get the ball on the green. And that's what we do. We don't add any loft, we don't do anything fancy, we just hit a normal chip shot, just rotate, rotate. Easy mother-loving game. Let's make a putt!
Make the putt.
11 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet, 3%, 30, 15, 15 inches, 13 inches outside the cup, maybe even more. I think we might be on a 4% slope here. So a little bit more than that. Come on, Maddie. 3 o'clock. Doot, 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 doot. You know what I'm saying? OMGs love the fairway, but they don't mind being in the rough as long as it's not Oscar Bravo or in the water. But the rough is also not preferred because we understand as OMGs, the dispersion of your shots is not as controllable because of the lie of the ball. So an OMG who has very little power and has very little spin cannot afford to hit a lot of shots from the rough. That's why they go for the fairways, even if they're further back. So from 320 here, we have an open space on the right and we chip it up to the green. Easy freaking game. You know what's great about OMGs? They're not victims. They have learnt, this is all I got, so this is what I'm going to play. So even on a course like this, which is very dry at the moment, like a links course in the UK, getting baked in summer, the ball's rolling up. Now you can take advantage. You can actually score lower. You'll find Big Willie in South Africa, in Johannesburg, during winter in Johannesburg, it doesn't rain, but it's sunny every day. So you can play golf, a little bit cold, but you can play. And that Kikuyu dies and the ground gets hard. So he used to roll the ball up further. So he was able to reach a few more greens. His handicap came down in winter, actually. Now in the UK, it's opposite, right? In winter, it's going to be wet. It's going to be soggy. Your ball's going to plug in the fairway. Too bad. Your handicap's going to go up. And that's just the nature of the game. That's exactly what old mother-loving gangbangers love, because their handicap goes up 3 or 4 shots. They get to summer, roll the ball up, they're winning all the competitions. They just take the rough with the smooth. We just take our little half shot. Man, I've got so much energy. I mean, I normally rip the ball. I mean, look at that. That is an absolutely terrible shot. And we still have a nice chance of up and down. So we take our big fat-soled sand wedge. We don't add loft. We hit the standard 50% shot we've been hitting the whole way around and just get it on the green somewhere. It's not going to get right close to the hole today, but we just want that putt for par. Look, everybody knows the OMG upgrades are at waterplayergolf.com. All the latest, sweetest drip, putters, drip, towels, anything you need here at waterplayergolf.com. Absolutely money. By me, for you. As stated, this is the thinking man's way to play golf. And I've seen some unthinking people leaving a comment saying that OMG golf is all fine and well, but it's going to keep you, like, if you're happy to shoot 78 to 85 on courses shorter than like 6,600 yards, which is where 100% of us would love to be and where 100% of us should be playing golf. Now, this is the thing, right? What? Is it a problem to be in the top 10%? And this is what OMG does. It takes away when perfect is the enemy of good enough. And OMG is a synonym for good enough. And good enough is top 10, 15% of golfers by playing comfy. Old mother-loving gangbangers know that practicing the short game is just the key to scoring, because they're always going to be there and thereabouts around the green. And then your up and down rate is directly correlated to how many chips you get inside 6 feet. That's basically your up and down rate. If you can get your chips to inside 6 feet and be money because you practice your putting, boom. Chipping and putting, baby.
In the hole.
Matty boom boom. If you want to play effective golf here, don't go at the pin, because inevitably you're going to fluff one. You're not going to hit it real good. You're going to go in the water. You're going to take a drop, take a 5 or 6. If we can stop short of the bunker on the right, we've got a chip. Hey, we take a 3 or a 4. If we hit it in the bunker, we've got a cheating sand club that helps us get out of the sand. We take the 4, most likely, but we never take a 5. And that's absolutely money. So from 130 yards, can we go at that bunker and even accept that we go in it, we're fine? Of course we can. Now, I never saw Big Willie lose many golf balls. I saw him go in one water hazard in 5 years of playing with the man. And he wept more than when Jane died. That ball had been with him for 8 straight rounds, and that's the challenge. And Big Willie would know that here we keep it along the ground, get it on the green, secure a putt. He always used to tell me, Matthew of the house boom boom, get it on the green, secure the putt. You can always make a putt, but you're not going to make a second chip. And that's why we loved him. Securing the putt.
In the hole.
Way into the right of the dog leg, way away from the water, easy. Now Big Willie hated bunker shots. He would do anything to avoid a bunker shot because he knew that when you get in a bunker shot as an OMG or you lack skill, you're taking like an extra shot every single time you go in one. He can see that space between the bunkers there. He doesn't want to go into bunkers, so he takes his most accurate club that goes 120 when the pin is 150, and he leaves himself a 30-yard chip. Hit the hole. Oof.
Đám sai. Cheers.
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 Do you want low handicapper friends? Do you want people who want to be your partner in better ball competitions, in scrambles? Do you want that? Because if you want that, the OMG Golf gets you there. There's nothing better than having the guy safely in the fairway in your scramble team. There's nothing better than having a best ball where the guy's consistently just hitting his bogeys, getting the 2 points while you go for the 3-pointer. This is how you make low handicapper friends. Any low handicapper will tell you this, 100% guaranteed. I don't think I can convey to you how easy I hit that ball. That's the coolest thing about Big Willie. He just wanted to go out for a little round of golf, relaxation, go home, get on with life, right? He didn't really care. What was the score? 85, 79, 86, 83, doesn't matter. And then he would be around the green here inevitably, and he'd have a certain number of shots he could play because he'd be practicing those chip shots. So when he was here, he'd have a shot. When he was further back, he'd have another kind of shot. This is what is in the repertoire of the OMGs, 3 or 4 different kind of chip shots. Here we have the thick-soled sand wedge. Again, no need to add loft. All we need is to hit it with a little rotation and get it on the green. Just like that. Oh my goodness.
Sai. Cheers.
Yeah.
Nói thầy nhá.
Yeah, Mark. OMGs play the same golf course over and over with the same strategy without getting bored. I would say they're like gynecologists who are surrounded by punani all day and yet still can't get enough of it. And that's exactly what they do. They play long par 3s like this the same way every single time. They get the ball into the chipping area, hopefully at the front of the green, leave it 25 yards short of the pin, chip it up. So they go for a 160-yard shot every single time. And then they give themselves that 50-50 chance of an up and down. Now look, as fantastic of a specimen that I am, we're not perfect. And OMGs are not going to hit perfect shots every time, and they will eventually be in a bunker. That's why I say thick-soled bunker club, cheat club to get out. Anything that's going to help you along the way so that you don't stay in the bunker, so that you don't take double bunker shots. You don't maybe take 6 bunker shots and have to pick the ball up. OMGs know that. They hardly go in them, but when they go in them, they got something to get out of them easily. Easy. Make the game easy. Now, does it matter if it's 6 foot from the hole or 60 foot from the hole? No. On the green, get the putt. You can always make a putt. You can't make a second bunker shot. We've got ourselves the putt. And as Big Willie would say, we've got the putt. Let's sidle the ball up to the hole like you do on a Friday night after you've had one too many. And it's 11:30 p.m. and it's closing in 30 minutes. You're going to find yourself a bass. So you just sidle up and you slide right next to the 4 out of 10 who's starting to look like a 9.5. That's all we need. Just get me closer. Well, sidle up we did.
In the hole.
So the OMG just knows, listen brother, I'm going to do my best to land it on the green on the right side, and if not, I'm going to miss it right and chip it up the green. I'm taking the 5, moving on, easy game. Some of the time he's going to go further up and he's going to be on the top shelf. Some of the times he's going to pull it and he's going to be near the hole. Some of the times he's going to be short and he's going to chip and putt, but he knows his intentional play every time. And then, as Big Willie would say, some of the time I'm going to make par, some of the time I'm going to make a bogey, but I pre-accept that score after my tee shot. Easy game. Now we have the worst putt on the green, and we know this as Big Willie styles, that if we just get this past a certain point, it goes straight, and it goes straight downhill into the water. So we just want to keep this on the green. Whatever comes, comes. If we make a bogey from here, that's absolutely money. 3 stab.
In the hole.
Come on! I used to see Big Willie take on a 152-yard hole like this in a very different way. He knew if you go in those front mother-loving bunkers, you got real problems, like real problems. He didn't have the strength and dexterity in the wrists and hands to hit really effective bunker shots. So he always used to play it as a par 4 ski and give himself that 50-50 chance of up and down because he practices that short game so much. And unbelievably, I get on the front edge.
Big Willie would be proud. In.
Oh. My eyes and ears to the ground I employ report to me that some people say that playing this way, or golf sidekick's way, is not realistic because it depends on you being able to two-putt. But what is unrealistic about that? This is the most real thing you could do. It's the only area in golf, as Big Willie would tell us, that you can be equally as good as a pro, whether you're 8 years old or 80 years old, on the putting green. And the reason we aren't good and we can't two-putt is no one practices it. Ability to putt and two-putt from everywhere is the base skill of golf. First, we have to get the ball in the air, reasonable amount of distance in the direction we kind of want it to go. Then you have to two-putt every green. It's a basic skill. There's no arguing. Every system in golf, every course management system, every scorecard assumes a two-putt. So therefore, you must two-putt. Therefore, you must practice putting. If you don't practice putting and you do what all the young thugs do and just hit balls on the driving range, you will not get any better. You will not get better. Come down. Come down. Come down. Everybody hurts sometimes. That's how the OMG original gangbanging mother lovers do it. You can too. Introduce those clubs, hit it 50%. You can't go wrong. Check out this video over here on the original OMG.